Hey, Cub and Chubbies, it's Bear. Just wanted to let you know that this week, me and Tim tried to record a live podcast together in the same space. And although I was able to get the audio to work, I couldn't really get the video to work this week. So it's just going to be an audio podcast. Just wanted to give you a heads up. But hope you all are doing well. Enjoy this episode and talk to you soon.
And we're in the same room.
We're in the same room. We've never done this before.
Sitting in this big white room, not alone.
No, I'm so excited that you're here and we're doing this in person.
I know.
Our first time. We've done this in like the same building before, but we've always done like separate setups. So.
Yeah, we've done it like I was in here and you were
the first episode.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Right.
Christmas.
Memories. Christmas. We're gonna have to figure out our anniversary show.
Oh. It'll have to deal with the Christ child in some way.
I'm thinking musical and makeup. Lots of pyrotechnics.
Jesus is my homie.
If you're a fan out there and you can get the setup for us, let us know. I really appreciate it.
3rd Timothy.
Tim, you want to try to do our intro together? Or like, how do you want to do this?
Sure. Hi, I'm Tim.
And I'm Bear. And this is Cub.
And Chub.
That's right.
Full body.
Full body. So Tim, we wanted to do an extra recording this week because you're getting ready to travel.
Yes.
It's going to get very busy here soon.
It will.
If you guys are lucky, you're going to meet Al for the first time.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens there. His on-screen debut. Anywho. So you're going to be traveling for a little bit here soon. And and he's gone.
Are we going to see an owl?
Did you leave your wallet in here? These are the domesticated things we're trying to do here on the podcast. It's okay. You're good.
Those of us who don't have relationships don't
that's
understand.
Al. Oh, wow. Wow. That's the closest. So that's right. Milkshake is single and ready to mingle.
And I can see that he will stay that way.
He's a giver.
Yeah.
He's a giver.
Listen, I am one of those people who will deal with what I have to deal with on the day that I have to deal with it.
Wow. Wow.
And then leave it where it is the rest of the time.
You did. No, you did.
Bugs have lives. We've seen the cartoon.
Yes, and they're extended.
Yeah. Yes, we have.
We've seen the movie.
Yeah. And they all look like Instagram models. So,
Oh, my gosh. Oh, look at that. So I'll say this real quick up front, too. If you guys are listening to this and wondering where the video is, it may be that after we filmed this and recorded this, we found that the video was not usable for some reason. So this might turn into an audio-only one, but we hope to have both video and audio. But just throwing that out there.
I mean, and if it's not usable for every day, who knows? Maybe one day when we have a Patreon and you're going to pay for it, we'll just put what we can up there.
You pay for that good. That's right.
I mean, I'd love for you to pay for it if you're going to get it. And I'm not just talking about the show.
No. Must be this tall to ride.
Yes. You must be, well, you don't have to be 6'4", but it would be nice if you were.
You guys couldn't hear Al's off-screen snicker.
Yes. We, sometimes people make peanut gallery comments, and that's fine.
That's right. A backseat podcaster, that Al is.
It's fine.
Okay, so Tim, we wanted to do an extra podcast so we can make sure we're delivering the content even while you're moving and getting set up in your new place.
Exactly.
So we were just gonna kind of shoot the shit.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, like, where are you at podcasts these days? What are you listening to? What's up? What's anything new since we last talked about them?
So yes, maybe I don't really remember the podcast. Even though I do listen to it just like y'all do. I'm a fan. But I'm listening to a podcast called Closet Confessions.
Okay.
It features two Black British women and their takes on life and how it is to be a black. One is single, one is married with kids.
Okay.
They have a perspective that like I just really enjoy listening to. They're very funny people. They think that they're funny as well, so they laugh a lot and just it's like a kiki. I love a kiki.
Do they get into like the racist aspects that they deal with over there, or how does that work?
Yes, but it's not so much. So sometimes when people get into like the racial issues and stuff, it comes off negative. They don't. I don't find that they come off very negative. They come off very positive in trying to. They show you how to. They're telling you how they're navigating through it and their mental health and their things that are helping them.
Right.
Rather than such and such is doing this to me. I'm mad. It's more of a. This shit is happening everywhere, girls. Armor up. And this is how I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I'm always kind of curious about, the American black experience is so unique.
Yeah.
Right? And that doesn't mean that racism doesn't happen in other places. Colorism doesn't happen in other places.
Yeah.
But how it's rooted,
what
those things are and how they take hold is curious to me, because I only know our homegrown type of racism, if you will.
Yeah.
So I'm always kind of curious about other people's stories in other areas.
And it is different a lot of times. I tell a lot of people that African American or Black American people, we are a lot of different types of walks of life.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also the newly immigrated people to America, and they have their own thing that's going on. So I like to akin that more to what British Black people go through.
I gotcha, yeah.
Because a lot of times British Black people are like, I am Nigerian British, or I am this, because they know where they come from.
Yeah.
Like the specific countries, because Africa is a continent, not a country.
Right.
So they know the country that they come from.
Yeah.
Whereas opposed to, I find Black Americans generally don't. It all starts in slavery.
Right.
So unfortunately, we don't get to know that sort of background for us. So it just comes off differently. And I like you said, I like to hear other sides of the coins. So
yeah. What was the name of that podcast again?
Closet Confessions.
Closet Confessions.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Good stuff. What about anything else you've been listening to lately?
I mean, I listen to the faves, the Read. I listen to, Bob and Monet. I recently tried to listen to The Bald and the Beautiful. Didn't work for me.
Yeah. I'll dig into that here in a second. Yeah.
And I also have been listening to We Said What We Said, which is Denzel and Ricky Thompson.
Yeah.
And that's funny. I don't always listen to it because sometimes it can get a little bit much.
Yeah.
Which is not a shade to anybody. Like, you do your thing, and then who wants to listen will listen.
Yeah.
But that's always like a fun little nugget every time I get it.
Yeah, I think they popped up on an ad and and I was like, that sounds like something I would be into, and I checked out a few of their episodes.
Yeah.
So,
what about you? Are you listening to anything new?
So, one thing that's a little new. So, I was telling Al about this. I have the one premium subscription podcast I'll pay for every month, and I got to rotate that fund sometimes if I want to check something else new out. So I had to put Bob and Monet, Sibling Rivalry, back to freemium because
I was gonna ask you if I could borrow your.
Okay, so I may go back. I think it's a good. So I think it's a good time to switch from them to another one that I'm curious about because currently on Sibling Rivalry they are doing season 1 review.
They just finished.
The episode today. I think was the review,
which was good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think because of their schedules, they're not putting out much content beyond the podcast, which is free. So I've found like the last few weeks, it's like I can go do something else and still get what they're putting out, right? So one thing that I did, bye. There she is. So what I decided to do is the last month I've been paying for a subscription to Garbage World. Right. Okay. So Garbage World is the platform that Casey Wilson and Danielle Schneider, Casey Wilson being from Happy Endings. What is the character's name?
Is it a woman?
Penny.
Okay.
Yeah, Penny. Sorry.
I was like, Casey
could go either way.
way.
Yeah. Casey Wilson, who played Penny on Happy Endings.
Oh, okay.
She has the podcast Bitch Sesh, where they talk about Real Housewives seasons and review those episodes every week.
Okay.
And they decided to build a platform called Garbage World because they deal in garbage and trash in reality TV.
It's giving white trash.
Yes. So,
but like upscaled.
A little bit. Somebody's paying for it. Anyway, they started a new platform where they're not only doing Bitch Sesh, but they're also doing Garbage Sesh, which is anything outside of Housewives.
Okay.
So other like TLC reality shows. And,
okay.
So they'll bring on like.
Do they do My 600-Pound Life?
They haven't yet.
Okay. I don't want to see them do that now. Like,
I think that's probably in an area that they would probably feel uncomfortable critiquing.
Yeah, they should.
It's easy to make fun of the housewives.
Yeah.
Or
because
people
they're
who have,
richer than them.
Or people who have multiple wives.
Yeah. Because they're richer than them.
Yes. Going into reality and talking, it's a comedy podcast.
Yeah.
So I don't think My 600-Pound Life is something they would probably get into.
Yeah, they're not real. Yeah, like you might have the Ozempic struggle, but you don't have a 600-pound life struggle.
Right.
Like,
not for what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I've been paying for that, and they also, I think I talked about this in one of my What's Making Me Live, is they're also setting up a Happy Endings podcast with Casey. So they did a preview of that there. So anyway, it's $5 a month for just Bitch Sesh. It's $12 a month for like that plus all the other podcasts. Like you get all their other feeds.
Oh, okay.
So it's a lot of content.
Yeah.
But you have to really be into like that idea of reality TV, right?
It's the same reason why I don't do Mom Plus.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
I want to see sloppy seconds.
Right.
But I don't care. No offense. I don't care about Very Delta or anything.
No, there's a lot of stuff on there that is
I don't want to see Race Chaser.
Right.
I don't like. No, thank you.
Yeah, and like which is the one thing I do like that comes off there is like on YouTube in 4 weeks.
Exactly.
So I can wait it out.
I didn't even know that it didn't come on as soon as it did.
I didn't either. I got somebody else's account. Thank you, John. I got somebody else's account.
John, can you give me your account as well? Thanks.
And I logged on to you said Mom. We see Wow.
Oh, you mean Wow?
Oh, Wow.
Well, I have
Sorry.
Wow.
Let's
I have
that.
Shout out to Kevin. I have Wow.
Sorry, I was thinking of Wow, which I have access to, but don't indulge everything because not everything on there is for me.
Well, not only that, but like Wow doesn't come on the TV apps.
No, you've got to. Yeah,
so it's just not as user friendly as the other apps are.
Agreed. Yeah, I've not even looked into Mom. How much is Mom?
It can't be that much.
$4.99, free $99.
Yeah, but it's still too much.
Yeah.
But like, it's just I want to know what Big Dipper and Meatball have to say.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one.
That is another one that I listen to.
Yeah, you got me on that.
That is new. Yeah. I really enjoy them. I just like Meatball is adorable to me for some reason. So
yeah,
I love that. And on to the show. Yes,
there are some good combos where when it works, it works.
Yeah,
and they're a good example of that. I think there are just a lot of examples out there. Like let's talk about Bald and the Beautiful, which is not your cup of tea.
It's not.
It's not. It's more like my cup of water, not my tea, but it is like. It's essential sometimes, but I don't always
because
want
their
it.
bald isn't necessarily as beautiful.
Well, their dynamic is just weird and strange at best.
Yeah.
And sometimes
because it didn't start out in friendship.
No, it started out as a business opportunity,
Yeah.
right? And so was so popular. That medium of them doing that thing in front of these green screens, it works really well for like how they banter.
Yeah.
Because you can take their psychotic stuff and like put animation to it.
Whoever does that animation, call us. We want to see
amazing.
what that looks like for us.
They're getting millions of views.
Yeah.
But to spin that off and say, okay, let's do this. Now it's bi-weekly, which I think helps a little bit. But they do this bi-weekly podcast where they're hanging out and they are just like, at their core, they are different people.
Yeah.
And I was telling you, like, I still listen every other week when that comes on, but it's not always my favorite part of my week. But man, there are like, I think I sent you and Kevin a snippet. It was actually the snippet where they weren't on together. It was him and Brittany.
Yeah. See, now
him and Brittany
yeah, are fun.
I
enjoy it every time I see her and him together. I'm like, oh, this could be something.
I would pay probably
Yeah.
I'd pay for something for that because they're
Trixie,
really good.
Please note
Yeah.
that this is what we're saying. I'm not saying we don't want Bald and Beautiful.
No.
We just want
again,
Brittany and Beautiful.
Yeah, we
Like,
would do a Brittany show.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Brittany would love to do it too. You
yeah,
both
yeah,
like
yeah,
it'd be great.
absolutely. I mean, when they're on doing the makeup, that's one thing that I was gonna say about like Trixie. She was talking about how she wants to slow down a little bit.
Right. Yeah, she wants to pull back and calm down.
So I'm like, maybe her and Katya will sync up a little bit better.
Yeah, I think like if they went to a monthly or like some kind of wrap up thing where they can talk about. That's the other thing when you've got to like snare in Katya to like focus and make like. The beauty of Katya is that she presents as frantic and like just.
I'm Katya.
Frantic and a bit I don't want to say crazy, but
Is she okay? Like,
is she okay?
Yeah.
What is she gonna say? Which is fun, but when you have like Trixie trying to like talk about a topic, like, so I saw this movie last week, and then Katya comes in with like some random comment.
I was like, so I saw a demon last night.
Right,
When
and
I was
it's
on
like,
LSD, and I'm supposed to be sober. Yes.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so weird. And sometimes it's really funny, and sometimes you're just like, okay. So I am on board because I bought it and drank the Kool-Aid, but I understand why it's not.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid wasn't sweet enough for me.
Yeah.
So
That's fair.
I will stick to my Bob and Monet, the true
Yeah.
Bald and Beautiful.
They are really good together. Yeah, so Bob and Monet are still going so hard. Bob is in the middle of like trying to get this Madonna tour up and running.
Yeah.
Monet is traveling like a beast.
Like,
and
they are making money.
and they're dropping 2 episodes a week still.
And Monet is on Instagram.
D-
When I tell you
If you guys haven't looked at it,
Monet Exchange is on Instagram, Kevin Burton is on Instagram. Honey.
that's intense.
And
That's
it's
intense.
It's something I want inside me. Like regularly if
my gosh.
possible.
Yeah,
So
it is really good.
if y'all can get Kevin / Monet to meet me for drinks, coffee, dinner,
Whatever.
I won't eat, I promise.
I would eat. I ate.
You can eat Bob. But
Bob, he's so grouchy. I love him because he's Bob.
Yeah,
I love Bob for that. I don't want to like.
so this is truly a Bob and Monet stan like moment.
Oh
So,
yeah. We are in love with them.
So yeah, the podcast, we really just love them.
Shout out my I think was it yesterday or this morning. And my memories popped up. The photo I got with them for the meet and greet at the podcast at Sibling Rivalry. So that was a year ago. Okay, so first off, Monet, aka Kevin,
Yes.
is a fraternity brother,
Yes.
if you will, a fraternity person. I've got to figure out how that's handled now. How would you, a fraternity member?
I mean,
however you would want to.
It's Kevin that's the fraternity brother.
Yeah, but I think that I think they identify now as he, they.
Okay.
I think both him and Bob are both like. So I guess
so
that's
it's not
still
a
fair.
him.
I don't.
So they don't do him. It's
I don't
not he
think
because you know it's
so.
he, him, they, them,
Yeah,
she, her. So it's
I
he,
believe they both identify as non-binary. I don't know
Yes.
their pronouns properly. Maybe that's my confusion.
Okay.
I know they're non-binary. They may still accept those
I
pronouns.
guess they is always going to be like the safe bet.
Yeah, it's better safe than sorry.
Which is grammatically correct, if
yes.
you really think about it.
I know we're looking at our audience. I know we're preaching to the choir. So anyway,
I mean, the people who are here know.
You guys know what's going on.
And if you don't, now you do.
And as you can see, we're still trying to figure it out ourselves. So be open to education and
as long as you're open to it, and when somebody corrects you, you are corrected.
Yeah.
Rather than offended.
Yeah.
Just
be a decent human being. But anyway, I got to meet Bob and Monét at the meet and greet for the podcast.
Yes.
They were gorgeous. They were beautiful. I met 2 super fans because I'm the early person that gets there super early. And I think we met one of them at what was the drag?
We met the girl.
Yes, we met the girl. She
yes.
she saw me at
Trixie and Katya.
No. Here in Richmond, we did the Work the World. She was at Work the World.
Work the World.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we were at Work the World, and the girl that I met in line at Bob and Monét's show saw me across the auditorium. And she was like, "Oh, girl!" So I met 2 like awesome sibling rivalry stands in line.
Right? And is she listening to our podcast? She should be.
Hi, I'm sure you're out there. I feel so bad. I can't remember your name at the moment.
Thank you.
But she's very
I'm
sweet.
call you Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. Wink.
Love you.
But yeah, I got in line and got to meet them, and it's one of those things like you pay to meet them, right? It's a transaction. It is what it is. And they got to get through like 100 people.
Yes.
So I got brought into a room, a very nicely lit room, where I sat down and they asked me my name and they smiled, and I meant to say, Monét, we're in Find Me Alpha together.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot because I was just starstruck. I was like, I was just absolutely in love.
You have got to get to the point where you are just DJ Barebones and
I know.
I celebrity in the room.
I lock up. Monét had the head wrap that she just like she looks so good. She looks so good. Yeah, and it's like, oh my God, I got to meet them. That's like that's something that happened. I get to check that box off. So
and I mean, and they know your name, Bear.
They know I'm Bear. It's an easy name to remember in the gay world.
Exactly.
So
if they ever see you again,
he
they
looks
like,
like, oh hey Bear. Yeah, it's like, put it out there.
Well, I'm Tim. Hi.
That's right.
Hi. Very Jack.
Please move. Hi. Please move now. Thank you.
Fuck me.
Thank you now, please. Thank you. Yeah. So that's the podcast situation. Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoy podcasts most of my time. I'm listening to them. If not, I mean, occasionally I'll listen to BB Rexa. But here lately I've been listening to just podcast after podcast, black voice after black voice, which is just my favorite life goal. Haven't been around too many white voices aside from your own, which is beautiful.
Thank you. Did you ever check out Best Friends, Nicole Byer and Sashir Sazmeda?
I did not.
Oh, okay. No. They're kooky best friends.
Okay.
They're also very famous, actors and comedians. So I would give them a shot. I don't know. Okay. Nicole is not everybody's flavor. She is very eccentric and very
and we're talking about
wild.
Like Nicole Byer.
Nicole Byer, yeah, from Nailed It.
Yeah, I like her in doses.
Okay, yeah.
I am one of those people that's like I will watch one episode of Nailed It a week. I can't watch too many more than that because it gets
and that's diluted. That's produced.
Yeah.
These podcasts that she's on, she is unhinged.
Yeah. Well, I listened to why am I still single?
Me?
Yeah.
Why would you date me? Yeah.
Yeah, and like I was just this is very abrasive.
Yes. Okay.
Like, this
so
is like
maybe don't check out Best Friends.
I'm like so. It's like, why won't I have a man?
Yeah.
Like, why do you think that? And I'm just like, although I do love Z-Way.
Z-Way's great.
Which is it's quite abrasive, but in a funny way. I think it's because it's just like, it's showing up the people. It's like,
I think with Z-Way, because you know where she's trying to go.
Yeah.
Like, it's abrasive, but you know what the angle is. With Nicole,
it could
she's
go,
just bouncing.
yeah.
That's like unmedicated ADHD, like just happening at you.
So my thing is like, if she has like Bob on the podcast or something, I will listen to that one.
She has like almost all the top queens have come on. So just if you search Trixie, if you search Bob, or I think maybe Bob wasn't out, maybe it was just Monet. But she's had like a lot of the queens on there. A lot of queens that even I don't care about, but you may care about if you've seen some of the other scenes that I'm still catching up on. Might be worth a
like,
search.
does she have like Bianca Del Rio? Because I feel like that would be a good one.
That would probably be a good one. I don't think she has. Although her and Bob's pit.
Listen,
that
Bob.
I love it.
There's something about Bob
let's just do this. Let me get comfortable. Okay, so if you don't know, because again we're not Drag Race fanatics.
No, well, okay, so
I know it sounds like it, but
as we were just talking about all the shows that we just went to, I was like, am I a Drag Race girl?
I mean,
I did not know this about myself.
I mean, I think we're more than the average person.
Like the average person probably doesn't even know who Bianca Del Rio is.
Probably. I mean, she had her moment where she was like in the pop culture sphere for a couple years there. Like,
but I feel like
winning.
Does Odom know? I mean, well, Odom knows because he's around y'all, but like,
I don't know if Joe Schmo on the road would know who.
Yeah, like
Bianca is. I think Trixie's the girl. I think if you're gonna know any of them because of Trixie's exposure.
But you would like. I feel like the average white straight man who loves like rugby does not know Trixie.
Probably
at all.
does no doesn't know Trixie
because not a makeup person, not a drag person,
right?
Not a like. I don't watch HGTV.
That's the thing. Getting on TLC or HGTV or whatever that is like puts you in front of some white people that would not.
Yeah,
you wouldn't know. And that's how like there was coworkers. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go see a drag show, and they're like, who's in it? I was like, well, Trixie and Katya. They're like, Trixie, doesn't she have the home renovation show?
Yeah.
That is an in that those
and
other queens like just
not
don't
only
have.
that, she's on the Salt Lake City Real Housewives.
Oh,
they
really?
went to Trixie Hotel.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay,
and I mean, it just came on like last week.
She's just moving in different circles.
Yeah,
that have
she's
different exposure.
I mean, she's been talking about it this whole time. If you notice, she's like, "Oh, I was around Jen Shaw. I can't believe she's like a horrible person."
Particularly the
like,
reality queens.
Yeah,
she's really.
So it's not surprising. It's just like, oh, you're a different type of bitch.
Who's the girl that ran the restaurants that she's always dropping?
Is it Ashley Darby?
No, the one that was running the. They just had Scandival. But that restaurant.
Oh, Lisa Vanderpump.
Vanderpump. She's always like, I just came back from Lisa's house. I'm like, all right, Trixie, we get it. Like,
we get it. You know
hang
people.
out.
And Bob is sort of getting like that sometimes.
Bob can be famous.
Just like, oh, I'm hanging out with Madonna. I'm at Ocean Kelly's
house.
Madonna.
So that's the other thing. I want to go see Madonna on this tour. Because it's got to be now or never. She's not getting any younger. I'm just putting it out there. That's not ageist, but she does a very specific thing, and she's only going to be able to do that thing for so much longer. So I'm kind of curious about that part of it. But also Bob in front of... Now, again, a lot of Madonna fans, they're queer. They probably know who Bob is, but there are other people who love Madonna from the 80s and 90s who are not in those circles who are going to see Bob.
I'm going to tell you this. On the scale of, like, Bob to Madonna... Mm-hmm. I'm going to see Bob. I don't care about Madonna at all.
I'm more curious about Madonna, but I really want to see what Bob's putting together with that kind of money, that kind of stage in football stadiums.
I want to know what he's doing. What they're doing.
Can you imagine seeing Bob at the FedEx Field where we saw Beyonce opening for Madonna? That's insane. And that's an insane platform.
And then, like, to go from that to hearing like a prayer, like
right. That's a big change.
Because I will leave. But
life is a mystery.
I am the mystery. I will be gone from my seat.
Yeah, I'm curious. I am curious about. They're coming to DC, so I'm like looking at like tickets online, like if they get cheap. So we'll see.
Did she ever take out that ass that she bought?
I have no idea. I try not to
because it was brought to you by the letter P. I
try to stick away from
body dysmorphia and such.
It's just people and money and what they want to do.
Yeah.
That's fine.
People, if you have the money to put it in, have the money to take it out if you want to.
Right. Yeah. You can always reverse it. That's fine.
Exactly. Shout out to K. Michelle.
Hey, Kate Michelle.
Yes, I love them all. But but that is our podcast today.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I think we hit the mark, right?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm living for, if you want to know.
Yeah, what are you living for?
I'm living for you.
Oh,
I didn't realize how much I missed you until I hugged you. I'm not gonna cry.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But yeah, so I'm living for my brother. I love you very
Aw,
much.
I love you very much too.
Yes.
I'm so excited about your new opportunity.
Yes.
And changing scenes and just getting out there and put yourself out there.
I know I'm gonna let loose. Yeah.
Let loose.
I'm not gonna let that go until I leave Connecticut, people.
That's right.
So
It'll be my cat call. I'll fly into the airport. I'll be like, "Where is Tim?" And I'll hear, "Let loose." I'll be like, "Let loose." And I'll be like, "Oh."
Bitch, I might have Lucy sitting right beside of me.
I heard what you said about me. Oh, I love that. I'd watch that. I'd pay a premium for that. I'd pay a
Oh
premium
my
for that.
God. What if she wants to do a podcast with me? I'd be like, hell no.
We could use the exposure. All of her 20 fans. I'd be down for that.
She has 23.
23 and you.
23 in me.
23 in me. Everybody, that's our episode this week. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves. Love you.
Mwah. Drink your water, mind your business, and mind mine if you want to.
Bye.
Bye.
You want to look at the camera when you say bye? Bye.
Bye. Bobby. Ah. Work it.